to Easton Grange 196. I'm Priscilla Almquist-Olsen, your host for the evening, and we have a very special program today, and it concerns the Revolutionary War. 250 years ago, we had a war that created a nation, the United States of America. And so we have two representatives, a husband and wife. Very unusual that they would both have the same connection, but they do. Dianne Sterling, she's a daughter of the Revolution, and Ken, her husband, Ken Sterling, is a son of the American Revolution. So we welcome them, and they're going to tell us a great deal about their organization, how it started, what it does, and hopefully we'll have a few questions at the end. So thank you for joining us. We have our meetings on the third Monday of every month, except January and February, and we have supper at 6, and you're welcome to come. And our program starts at 6:45. So if anyone is interested in the Grange, please keep that in mind. We would love to have you join us. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I have a little prepared presentation, and then we'll relax and chat with you all, and you can ask questions as time allows.
Good evening. It's an honor to stand here before you today and speak about our organizations that have played a significant role in preserving our nation's history. The Sons and Daughters of the American Revolution, also known as the SAR and DAR. These two distinguished organizations not only honor the legacy of our ancestors, but also keep alive the principles that helped forge the United States into the nation we now know and cherish today. The Sons and Daughters of the American Revolution were both founded in the late 19th century, as our nation was entering a new era of progress and change. Their purpose was simple, yet profound: to ensure that the sacrifices and achievement of the men and women who fought for American independence would never be forgotten. The SAR has 34,000 nationwide in 34,000 members in 500 chapters nationwide and in 6 foreign countries. The DAR has 190,000 members and 3,000 chapters worldwide. So the SAR's got some work to do. I am a 7-year member of the SAR and the secretary of the Robert Treat Payne chapter of the National Sons of the American Revolution, and also a member of the Colonel Henry Knox Color Guard. We're a living history unit. We organize grade markings with musket volleys. We support the JROTC and collaborate with the Daughters of the American Revolution and the Children of the American Revolution. We do a few other things. On occasion, we've done reinterments of someone who was moved from cemetery to cemetery. And I wasn't involved in this one, but we actually did one of remains that were found overseas a couple of years ago that were brought back, and we were part of that ceremony. All right, now that we're going to get into everything. Everybody knows George, Paul, John, and Ringo, right? Oh, I'm sorry. George, Paul, John, George Washington, Paul Revere, John Adams, and Joseph Warner. But have you ever heard of George de Vilbius, Guy Elder, Alexander Ogle? Those are 3 of my ancestors that participated in the Revolutionary War.
At the core of both the SAR and DAR is a deep respect for the ideals that defined our fight for freedom, liberty, equality, and justice. Members of these organizations trace their lineage back to patriots who contributed to the cause of American independence. Whether they fought on the front lines, provided critical supplies, or supported the war effort in other vital ways, the legacy of these ancestors is one that continues to inspire us. Today, SAR and DAR members carry the torch of this legacy by educating future generations about our nation's history and our founding principles. Through genealogical research, community service, historic preservation, and scholarship, both organizations help ensure that courage, determination, and sacrifice of our revolutionary forebears are never forgotten. I'm a 10-year member and secretary of the Deborah Sampson chapter, National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. I currently have 7 proven patriots in the DAR database, including Captain James Perry of Easton and his son-in-law, Ezekiel Bonnie of Hanson. My maternal grandparents emigrated from Sweden, so I only have my paternal grandparents from the original settlers. I'm also a member of the Society of Mayflower Descendants, Daughters of the Union, Descendants of the Green Mountain Boys, Order of the First Families of New Hampshire, Descendants of Cape Cod Islands, and the Continental Society Daughters of Indian Wars. Ken has only one American grandparent, so his lineage research has been more challenging. So far, he has 4 proven ancestors, which is pretty good, in the SAR database. Besides SAR, he's a member of the Society of Founders of Places of Worship in America and the Society of Descendants of American Farmers. Our grandson, Finley, when Finley can't be with us, we bring flat. He joined the Old North Bridge Society, Children of the American Revolution, when he was just 4 years old. Founded in 1895, CAR trains good citizens, develops leaders, and promotes love of the United States of America and its heritage among young people. When he's not tagging along with us, we're tagging along with him, doing other service projects that include an honor flight send-off, a visit to the 9/11 Museum at Northern Airport, and cleanup day at the Minuteman National Park. It's wonderful seeing how he's grown in CAR. Finn is also a junior SAR member, junior Mayflower Society member, and Descendants of the Green Mountain Boys member.
While the mission of the Sons and Daughters of the American Revolution is rooted in history, their work continues to impact the present and the future. The SAR, DAR, and CAR are not simply commemorative organizations. They are active forces in shaping our nation's future. Through their various programs, they encourage young people to engage with history, to learn the importance of civic responsibility, and to honor the freedoms we enjoy every day. Both organizations are also deeply committed in fostering a sense of community. By bringing together people from diverse backgrounds, the SAR and DAR create spaces where individuals can share a common bond, a respect for our nation's founding, and a shared commitment to preserving its future. They embody the spirit of unity that helped build this country, and they continue to be a place where those who care about history and heritage can come together and make a meaningful difference. To quote from the American 250 Committee, on July 4th, 2026, our nation will commemorate and celebrate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The journey toward this historic milestone is an opportunity to pause and reflect on our nation's past, and honor the contributions of all Americans, and look ahead toward the future we want to create for the next generation and beyond. Our organization is proud participants of the commemorative events through July 4th, 2026, such as the Boston Tea Party, the Suffolk Resolves, Evacuation Day, Lafayette's Return Parade, the battles of Lexington and Concord, Bunker Hill, the Battle of Chelsea Creek, all upcoming, and many more, ending with the signing of the Declaration of Independence. On April 19th, we had well over 300 SAR, DAR, and CAR members marching in the Concord Parade. At the Boston Tea Party Parade, which was in 2023, we led an estimated 20,000 of our closest friends through the streets of Boston to Griffin's Wharf. What a thrill.
As we reflect on the work of the Sons and Daughters of the American Revolution, let us remember that our nation's strength is rooted not only in the valor of those who fought for independence, but also in the continued efforts of those who preserve and celebrate that history. The work of these organizations is a testament to the power of heritage and the importance of remembering where we came from. It is through their dedication that we continue to honor the legacy of the American Revolution, passing it on to future generations, ensuring that the ideals of liberty, justice, and freedom are never taken for granted. And it is through their commitment that the story of our nation and those who helped create it will continue to inspire and guide us. How many of you have created a family tree? Hands. How many have traced their lineage back to the Revolutionary War? Excellent. You may know more than, to do this, you start with what you know. You may know more than you think. We have this band chart hanging in our office as a physical reminder of where we come from. This one only goes back to the Civil War, but we have documentation for our families dating back to America's first settlers. Let's do a little activity. I have these family group sheets for everybody, if you'd like to take them and pass them. You know your parents, you know your grandparents, see who you know. And that's why you take it home, talk to your family members, see what they know. And before you know it, you start to put the pieces of the puzzle together. They're pretty exciting. Well, it is to us, anyways. We hope we've inspired at least one person to learn about where they came from. If you'd like to learn more about SAR, DAR, or CAR, check out their websites at SAR.org, DAR.org, and NSCAR.org. The America 250's website is America250.org. Let that answer any questions. We also have brochures here if anyone's interested in learning more. But what can we do for you? No questions?
How did you celebrate the 200th anniversary? I was in a parade back then. You guys have any connection?
We weren't living in Easton. Yeah.
Oh, we got married.
I guess that's a good enough celebration.
That's a good celebration.
Yeah, we were married in the bicentennial.
Wow.
But we were interested then, anything to do with. Plus, it's inspiring anyways. You see these 250 all over the place. You want to get involved in learning things now about the town, in the town of Easton. I learned so much about the town that I found that in my ancestry.
Now, are you guys participating in the 300 this year with us in Easton?
We are both marching.
Yes, we are marching.
Yes. We did a presentation at the Historical Society about Easton and the Revolution to tie it in with her birthday. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Mr. Perry, who came from Easton and was in the Revolutionary War, and he's one of your ancestors.
Okay, James Perry, Captain James Perry. He comes from a long line of early settlers. They came from Sandwich, Mass. He became a captain, and he also he ran a foundry. He manufactured cannons and cannonballs for the Continental Army. So you'll find the foundry was up here in Old Foundry, foundry part of Easton. Old Pond, yeah. Well, that's where the supposedly, he met with George Washington or someone, an agent of his to sell cannons and cannonballs. Don't laugh at it. Hey, it's history. It's family lore now. And he also led units and marched on the call of April 19th.
He must be written in the History of Easton book that Starkman wrote.
He sure did. He sure is. And he spent a lot of his own money to raise the troops because the Continental Army had no money. And guess what? He didn't get paid back. So he pretty much died not a wealthy man, very poor man. But, and he also died of lockjaw.
An interesting thing, we all know what happened on April 19th. Easton being so far away from Concord and Lexington, a rider came into town probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon and let everyone know what was going on. Well, the guys all got together because they've been practicing for several years, and they loaded up and they marched to Concord. Took them a day and a half, so they were a little late getting to the battle. So they hung around there for a day maybe, turned around and came back. So they thought some people spent 5 days, and that was their entire service, just marching to Lexington and Concord and coming back. The Soldiers and Sailors is the Mass Soldiers and Sailors is a compilation of everyone's history that they've been able to document in their time served. Amazing when you look at where these people traveled. When you think of it, you think that the Revolutionary War started and ended here, but it didn't. It was almost 8 years. So many battles were fought from the south of here. Several Eastonites, Eastonians, whatever you want to call them, traveled and they were down at Valley Forge. These guys were committed.
Did you two meet because of this commonality?
Now, blindly,
E-harmony or what?
Yeah.
they didn't have
Friend of a
that.
friend. Yeah, it's a blind date.
But that's so interesting that you both are descendants and you have that in common.
It is,
That's
there's
nice.
not a lot of that, and
Yeah.
then we have our grandson now.
So that's very
in
nice.
CAR. So in the CAR, usually they have to have an adult sponsor, naturally get where to go. But you generally see a one parent.
Yeah,
One grandparent.
yeah, that's why
You know,
this is
it's
so
not-
unusual.
Yeah, it is.
That's great.
It's great, it's fun, especially since it's such a tiny.
Yeah.
Our daughter-in-law also, her family goes back to this, so Finley will have, the whole gamut.
Finley's
The
all
whole
set.
family, yeah.
Yeah.
And as Diane brought up before, the interesting thing that you see with these kids in the CAR, and it's a long story, but Finn started when he was 4. He has no problem standing in front of 50 or 60 people and telling the story,
That's great.
telling his story. You look at the kids that are in this CAR, they're seniors now. When I say seniors, they're still in the CAR, but they're 18, 19, 20, they're in college. These kids are doing national programs, winning national awards, international awards, going around and explaining all this stuff. These kids are amazing.
Well, it's given them the confidence to really
Oh,
do that. That's great.
It's totally amazing to see the confidence that they have. And again, willing to speak in front of everybody. We were at the Ancient Nautical Artillery's place at Faneuil Hall a couple of weeks ago. Maybe 50, 60 people. But that was a national award that one of a member of the Old Block Bridge Society put together. Presidential honors from what they were doing. These kids aren't slouches, and they're nationally
But that's a
recognized.
wonderful foundation. How many adults do you find that are uncomfortable getting up and doing that? So I think that's great, yeah.
You talked about the database. So what you're saying is that all these towns around here that had militia companies, they would have records of those men?
Yes, is that?
Massachusetts Soldiers and Sailors.
Yes, and that will cover your privateers, which we didn't have a Navy when the Revolutionary War started. So how we got stuff from other people was we robbed it. So you go around and attack a British ship and take the goods.
So how do you access that database?
Is that strictly through the SAR, or can you get that independently?
You can, have you ever done Soldiers
Yeah,
and
Mass
Sailors?
Soldiers and Sailors is, well, the hard copy is available at our library, but the online versions are at Ancestry.com, American Ancestors, all the major genealogical websites have it because it's so essential.
Amazing.
Because I do have relatives that were around during that period of time. Actually, we came over on the Mayflower also.
Excellent. It's a wonderful feeling.
Who's your Mayflower connection?
Richard Warren.
I always ask that question because hers is John Alden and Solomon Mullins. So I always ask because, you're looking at a very small gene pool when this all started. How many people that we talked to, distant relatives, that you wouldn't even know?
Very distant.
Yeah, like I said to Ed earlier, that little funny branch that went off the tree, but even still there, part of your family.
But that's like I told my grandchildren that we're related to Taylor Swift.
Okay.
That's good.
Did you say Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Good. They've got your points.
No, all you do is get our tickets. All you gotta get is discount tickets, now you're all set.
Yeah.
Do you know if there's any lineage societies for the losers of the war? The Tories?
I don't, I looked at that.
Yeah, there probably is, because so many that were in this area left and went to Canada.
I was gonna say it would be Canadian.
You know,
Okay.
there were just so many that left this area. Interestingly enough, Marquis de Lafayette, he's 19 or 20 years old, whatever he was when he came here and saved our bacon. We have part of our programs yearly, the last couple of years in particular, is the French consulate will come and participate with our things. So we are invited to dinner at the French consulate to do, a program there as well. It's, like I said, we're in 6 countries and they're probably in 40.
That's because the man told us we couldn't be members. So
I know,
we should have.
I heard what he said.
We should have. Now we have a whole city block in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, and we got a little place in Louisville, Kentucky. And the DER also, some of the chapters have their own building that they have their stuff in. They've got a state forest in Massachusetts. We have nothing.
A bush.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, good, thank you so much.
Thank you, Diane and Sterling, very much for this. This is a very informative and engaging conversation. Thank you. I hope everybody at home enjoyed it. And
Thank you so much.
I learned a lot too. Thank you for joining us.